Oh. Sarvadharmastapakatvam sarvadharmasvarupakaha acharyanam acharyo Ramakrishna te namaha. O establisher of all the faiths, embodiment of all the religions, the greatest teacher among all the teachers, O Sri Ramakrishna, my salutations to you. Namaste, Pranam. Sri Ramakrishna teaching us how the enlightened souls they behave in order to teach the spiritual aspirants about the spiritual truths. Now, these enlightened souls, as we have seen in our previous reading, Sri Manilal Malik had gone to Banaras, and Sri Ramakrishna is very keen to know that what kind of holy people Manilal has met. And Manilal has said that he met Trailinga Swami and Bhaskarananda. Now, these are two totally different kind of personalities. Both are enlightened souls. Both are saints of the exalted values, exalted states. But their approaches are totally different. Trailinga Swami, he has taken a vow of silence. He is on the Mauna Vrat. He doesn't interact with anybody. He is in his own world of the Satchidananda. In that own world of Parabrahman, he never interacts with anybody. That's calm, peaceful, blissful, meditative mood. That's it. But Bhaskarananda, he said he is different. He's friendly with all. He keeps on talking. He keeps on telling jokes and all these things. He is a different. Trailinga Swami is a different. And then Sri Ramakrishna says that this is what happens with the saints who have had the ultimate realization. They stop interacting once they get into that exalted state. But some, they do come down. Even having reached that ultimate stage, that ultimate divine plane, they bring their minds down to the lower plane in order to teach others. The exalted souls like Trailinga Swami, they teach others by way of their own example. They don't speak anything, but a mere glance, a mere look at the devotee would ignite the spiritual flame in his mind. Just a simple look. The teachers like Bhaskarananda, they will keep on telling them. Teachers like Sri Ramakrishna, they will keep on telling them stories and examples and parables and anecdotes and instances from their own lives, instances from the lives of others, in order to make the point very clear to the listener. So this is the difference between the two types of teachers. But Sri Ramakrishna says all these enlightened souls, they have attained the extreme height in the realization of the ultimate truth. They have realized everything. And that is the state when they start looking at everyone as filled with Brahman. For them, all the people are manifestations of Brahman. Like the other day, Sri Ramakrishna said that had he gone to the convocation of Calcutta University, where there was such a huge crowd, and the devotee had said it was like the ocean of human heads, Sri Ramakrishna says, going to such a place, I would have got into the state of spiritual fervor. Seeing so many representations of Brahman, seeing so many embodiments of the Divine Mother, I would have got to the state of Samadhi. And this is what happens with these great souls. They start seeing the Lord in everyone because they have attained the ultimate truth. They have lost their individuality. There is no individual recognition for them. There is no individual entity for them. They are no way different. And even the creation is no way different from the ultimate Lord. I am the machine, you are the operator. That is what Sri Ramakrishna had taught us. That I make as you make me move. I move as you make me move. I speak as you make me speak. I have got nothing, no control on my life, no control on my limbs, no control on my senses. I do as you do. You get the things done from me. Everything me and mine is your property now. There is nothing that I have to do anything. So Sri Ramakrishna says this is what happens with the fully awakened souls. Fully awakened souls are beyond virtue and vice, and for them there is no duality. There are no even pairs of opposites. For the highly enlightened souls, there is no good, there is no bad. There is no holy, there is no unholy. There is no virtue, there is no vice. They are beyond, they have transcended themselves beyond these pairs of opposites. They realize that it is God who does everything. It is God who has filled this entire creation. They get this realization. And now to make this point clear, Sri Ramakrishna tells a very interesting story, very nice story. Sri Ramakrishna is now telling us story, and through this story he is trying to spread this message. He is trying to make us understand this message that once the elated souls, once the exalted souls, they realize God, for them there is no difference between God and the creation. All duality ceases there and everything becomes Advaita. There was a monastery in a certain place. The monks residing there went out daily to beg their food. One day, a monk, while out of his alms, he saw a landlord beating a man mercilessly. He was going begging the food, and he saw one landlord is beating a person mercilessly. The compassionate monk stepped in and asked the landlord to stop. Like he couldn't see that the person, that man being beaten mercilessly by the landlord. So he tried to mediate. And normally, what happens with such type of mediators? The compassionate monk stepped in and asked the landlord to stop. But the landlord was filled with anger and turned his wrath against the innocent monk. So this person who wanted to intervene, who wanted to save the other person getting a beating, merciless beating from the landlord took this innocent monk also under his hand. He beat the monk till he fell unconscious on the ground. Someone reported the matter to the monastery. The monks ran to the spot, found their brother lying there. 4 or 5 of them carried him back and laid him on a bed. Now he was brought back to the monastery. They laid him on the bed. He was still unconscious. The other monks sat around him and sad at heart. They were very sad. Our brother, our dear brother, unnecessarily getting whacked so badly, getting beaten so badly that he is now unconscious. They were feeling extremely sad. Some were fanning him. Finally, someone suggested that he should be given a little milk to drink. When it was poured into his mouth, he regained consciousness. He opened his eyes and looked around. Now, this monk who had gone unconscious, he became conscious that, oh, people, my brothers, they are trying to wake me up. They are trying to regain my consciousness. And there he started looking at them. He opened his eyes and looked around. One of the monks said, "Let us see whether he is fully conscious or can recognize us." Shouting into his ear, he said, "Revered sir, revered brother, who is giving you milk? Can you recognize the person who is giving you milk? You were unconscious, you were beaten so mercilessly, and we all have tried to bring you back to consciousness. Now, can you make out who is giving you the milk to drink?" "Brother," replied this holy man in a low voice, "he who beat me is now giving me milk." See the kind of oneness that this holy person has for all the creatures of the world. He said, the same person who beat me mercilessly that I feel unconscious, the same soul is now giving me milk to revive me back to consciousness. This is the state, Sri Ramakrishna says, that these fully awakened souls, they reach. And in fact, almost a similar incident, similar in a sense, not in the terms of somebody beating and the other person getting unconscious, not like that, but seeing the divine in everything. This instance happened in the life of Sri Ramakrishna himself. Sri Ramakrishna, he was in his room lying down, and Holy Mother Sarada Devi, our dear Ma, she was massaging his feet. Suddenly, Ma asked Sri Ramakrishna, "How you look upon me?" And Sri Ramakrishna, without any gap, without any time to think about, his instant reply was, "How do I look upon you?" The Divine Mother who is worshipped in the temple. He's talking about the Dakshineshwar temple complex. The Divine Mother who is worshipped in the temple, that image of Ma Bhavatarini Kali. The mother who gave birth to this body and is now staying in the Nahabar. He's referring to his own biological mother. And the one who is now massaging my feet. I consider all of them to be one and that same divine reality. All the three are same to me. There is no difference between you and the Divine Mother in the Kali temple. There is no difference between you, my biological mother, and Mother Kali. For me, you all are manifestations. You all are being represented by that Divine Mother. Such a great truth that Sri Ramakrishna confessed before his own spiritual consort. That you are nothing but same as that of the Divine Mother Kali. Then Sri Ramakrishna says, but one does not attain such a state of mind without realization of God. Only after realization of God, one can get into this ultimate knowledge. One gets this ultimate knowledge that Brahman is pervading everything. That the Satchidananda is pervading everything, is representing an entire creation. Whatever beings we see in the creation, they are nothing but the manifestations of Satchidananda. So that is what Sri Ramakrishna narrated, this oneness of Brahman with the entire creation as realized by these learned souls, by these enlightened souls, through that story of the monk getting beaten up. And we also heard about Sri Ramakrishna's answer to Sri Sharada Devi, who she is, who he considers she is, none other than the Divine Mother worshipped in the temple. Then Manilal further says regarding his discussion with Bhaskarananda, Trilanga Swami never speaks anything, so he couldn't get any teaching from him as such. Then, sir, what you have just said applies to a man of very lofty spiritual state, Manilal is telling Sri Ramakrishna. I talked on such topics in a general way with Bhaskarananda. Now he says, I took that opportunity. When I was with Bhaskarananda, I took that opportunity of speaking with Bhaskarananda, since he speaks with us. He speaks with the devotees. He speaks with the spiritual aspirants in sharing the spiritual insights. Then Sri Ramakrishna says, does he live in a house? Or he also, like Trilanga Swami, is living on that Manikarnika Ghat? Then he says, yes, sir, he lives with a devotee in a house. He stays kind of within the worldly atmosphere, not the atmosphere that Trilanga Swami used to stay, right on the cremation grounds, looking at the Jivatmans getting merged in the Paramatmans. And then Sri Ramakrishna asked, how old is Bhaskarananda? He said, about 55. Then Sri Ramakrishna asked him, did you talk about anything else? Then Manilal said, I asked him how to cultivate bhakti. Now this is again a topic very close to Sri Ramakrishna's heart. How to cultivate bhakti. And he also keeps on teaching his devotees. He keeps on teaching his disciples how to cultivate the bhakti, how to gain that devotion. So Manilal says, I asked him how to cultivate bhakti, and he said, chant the name of God, repeat the name of God. Exactly the same teaching that Sri Ramakrishna teaches his disciples. Chant the name, sing his glories, get into solitude. And Sri Ramakrishna, as he used to say, that chanting the name of God, chanting the name of Rama, chanting the name of Krishna, chanting the name of Kali, chanting the name of Durga, it makes the birds of sin fly away from this tree of the body. You might have committed so many sins, so many evil deeds, but with chanting the name of the Lord, all these sins, they just fly away. Well, like when the birds sitting on the tree, they start flying away once you go there under the tree and start clapping, make some sound, and they go off. So likewise, Sri Ramakrishna appreciates this teaching of Bhaskarananda to Manilal, that chant the name of God, chant the name of Rama. And then Sri Ramakrishna concluded that day's meeting with his devotees saying, that is very good. Keep chanting. And he also kind of gave his assent, gave his go ahead to Manilal. Keep chanting the name, keep chanting the name, keep chanting the name. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Mah, Jai Swamiji.